Good evening, councillors, members of the community and members of the press. Welcome to our September council meeting. I'm Lorraine Young, I'm the Mayor, and I will be the presiding member this evening. I will start off by acknowledging the Whadjuk Noongar people as the traditional custodians of the land where we're meeting this evening, and pay respects to their elders past, present and emerging. I will also draw to the attention of members of the public that these meetings are recorded. They will be live streamed on the town's website, and they will be available on the town's website going forward. So that's particularly relevant if you're planning to speak at the meeting. I will go through attendance. We have leave of absence for Councillor Heath and an apology from Councillor Irvine, and apart from that we have all elected members here this evening and all members of staff. Yes? Yes, there you are. There you are, Mr. Khan. Do we have any applications for leave of absence? No? Declarations of interest in respect of items on the agenda. Councillor Wilinko.
I'd just like to declare an impartiality interest in item 10.1.6, as I have relatives that live in the waterfront centre. But I should be able to make my decision impartially. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other declarations of interest? So, announcements by presiding member without discussion. I would like to take the opportunity, given that this is the final council meeting for what I will call the class of 21. We have 4 of our elected members and the mayoral role up for re-election, so this is the last time that council will be sitting with this composition. So I think it's appropriate for me to look back over our time on council and to give some thanks. I want to start off by thanking the members of council for contributing to a really positive and respectful culture that we have developed both within council and the administration. We now really do enjoy a strong reputation in local government and state government as a well-functioning council. That is not something to be taken for granted, and it is down to the efforts of each and every member of council for contributing to that, and I really do want to thank you very sincerely. I'd like to thank our staff, our executives, Mr. Khan, Mr. Cleaver and Ms. Cobby. Thank you so much for everything that you have done to make the class of 21's time really worthwhile and making it easier for us. Our executive assistants, Ms. Domanska and Ms. Pilkington, thank you for your endless patience with councillors and for all the work that you do. I'd acknowledge the contribution of our former CEO, Matthew Scott, and I'd really like to thank our new CEO, Mr. Newman, for seeing enough potential in Cottesloe to join us, and I really look forward to seeing what comes out of your time with us over the next period. Community members and members of our committee working groups who contribute their time and bring their expertise to council's work, I really do thank them. And to our broader community, I'm in print somewhere as saying that our community is our greatest asset, and I really do stand by that. We've got a highly educated, very engaged community with a real passion for Cottesloe, and I do thank them. By and large, the Cottesloe community are positive, as I say, engaged, and they're a fantastic community to represent. To Mr. Christian, the press generally, and to Mr. Christian, I would like to thank you for the work that you do in communicating to our community about matters that are important to them. Thank you for your without fear or favour coverage of council matters and matters relating to the town. To elected members who are standing for re-election, it is a fantastic reflection on our culture on council that every single elected member has put their hand up for another term, and regardless of the outcome of the election next month, I think that we can all be proud of everything that we've achieved together collectively. When I look back on our achievements in the integrated planning sphere, we have a council plan that sets out our strategies, the actions that we're going to take to deliver on those strategies, and a time frame for delivery that gives a really accessible account to the community of what we're doing for their benefit. We have progressed our planning strategy. We do face really significant challenges moving that into a planning scheme. I'm confident that the strategy is really sound and that we've got really great staff to work on it. It will be tricky. It's going to be a tricky process to work through with our community. Our current planning scheme, LPS3, was 17 years in the making, starting with the initiation of the planning strategy right through to the gazetting of the planning scheme. Now, obviously, we can't afford to go through a similar process. It does impact on our reputation with the state when it takes 17 years to develop a strategy. That is not a criticism of our previous council, more a warning of our current council that we really do need to take a mature approach and have the conversations with the community and come up with a planning strategy that will meet or serve the balance between delivering on state-mandated infill targets and while we're preserving the character of our residences and everything that we love about Cottesloe. Our strengthened relationship with the state government over the past decade or so and state agencies does mean that a partnership with state funding for the Foreshore Master Plan is really close within reach, and I am expecting that the next council, however it's comprised, will make great progress on delivering on that Foreshore Master Plan, and it will be really exciting to see that progress. It has been an honour, just checking there, it has been a real honour to serve this community, and I really thank them for giving me the opportunity. Thank you. And I would welcome Councillor Harkins to...
Thank you. I asked leave to speak previously. So on behalf of the elected members and, of course, the community and the staff and the press, I would like to acknowledge Mayor Young's tenure as Mayor. She's been on council for 8 years, including 2 years of Deputy Mayor and Acting Mayor, and, as you know, Mayor for 4 years. During that time, she has created and led a cohesive and highly functioning council. We don't always agree in council with each other. However, we are polite in debate and show respect for each other's views, and largely this culture has been created by Mayor Young. Lorraine is an intelligent, hard-working elected member. Many of us have had experience of Lorraine's incredible talent for recalling dates, when motions were passed, etc. And the minutiae that Lorraine can carry around in her brain is incredible, and we've often experienced that. It's been an honour being part of this council for 8 years with Lorraine at the helm and leading us so well. On behalf of all of the elected members, I thank you, Lorraine, for your service to the ratepayers of this town. Thank you.
Thank you. I should call order. Thank you very much, Melissa. So, public question time. Were there any questions from the public this evening? No. Public statement time. Do we have anyone? Oh, thank you. Mr. Patterson.
meeting Mayor, councillors, CEO and staff. I also was planning to speak tonight since it's the last meeting of the current council, and a lot of what I was going to say has been said far more eloquently by the Mayor and the Deputy Mayor. However, as a ratepayer who's been to a number of meetings over the last 5 or so years, and not always just to hear about a particular issue I was interested in, I just want to pay tribute to the Mayor and councillors and the incoming CEO in particular for the way that you operate. And it is an incredibly rare thing in this world to actually have people who volunteer their time, act in a very cohesive manner, and are able to respect each other with different views. I think that is so critical to the future. So in terms of all the people who are not here, now, so I've been to many meetings over many years, and unlike some people, I've actually stayed till the end of the meeting until being ejected for private meetings. It's really important for the public to vote to realise how a functional council is so important and how the time that you put in as volunteers is so important. I could never do it, and knowing the power imbalance with state governments and regulations, I think what we've done as a council and a community is just fantastic. So I just want to say thank you to you all, to those standing, all the very best wishes. I look forward to coming to the first meeting of the new council, but on behalf of the always nearly absent in person ratepayers, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. So, confirmation of minutes of the meeting on rightio, sorry, I'm just looking where they are. Page 6. Yes, I shall get there. Confirmation of minutes of the ordinary meeting of council held on Tuesday, 26 August 2025. Councillor Harkins to move that they be confirmed as a true and accurate record. Councillor Thomas seconding. Can I have a vote, please? Thank you, that's passed unanimously. How many items have been called up this evening? Could you take us through that, please?
To Madam Mayor, 10.1.6 and 10.1.5 have been pulled out.
Called up? Okay, so just to explain to members of the community who might not have been to meetings previously, there have been 2 items that have been called up for debate this evening, which means that the rest of the items will go through on one vote, en bloc, and those items will be passed in terms of the officer's recommendation. So that's item 10.1.1, list of payments, 1 to 31 July, 10.1.2, monthly financial statements for the period ending 31 July 25, 10.1.3, draft local planning policy number 5, unhosted short-term rental accommodation STRA outcomes of advertising, 10.1.4, amendment number 15 to local planning scheme number 3, short-term rental accommodation outcomes of advertising, and 10.1.7, agenda forum 21 October 2025. So do I have a mover for those motions? Councillor Sadler, and a seconder, Councillor Bulbeck. All in favour? Thank you, that's passed unanimously. So turning to the items that have been called up, 10.1.5, Civic Centre Playground Budget Amendment is on page 23 with the officer's recommendation on page 25. Starting on page 25. Do I have a mover for this? Councillor Harkins, and a seconder, Councillor Mason. Councillor Harkins, do you want to speak to it? There is an amendment, as I understand.
You're doing 10.1.5?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. 10.1.6 has
Okay, I beg your pardon. Yes. Okay, so this one's been called up primarily, I believe. It needs an absolute majority.
Yeah.
So, Councillor Harkins, do you want to speak to that?
Just briefly, yes. The the playground in the Civic Centre has reached its end of life, so it does need to be replaced. And I think it's important that we replace it with something that is conducive to the location. We pay a great deal of money to maintain the Civic Centre. That playground is well used. It has fabulous natural shade from the trees and access to toilets. So it is a well-used and well-loved playground. So I think it's important when we do replace the equipment that we replace it with something that is worthy of those surrounds. Just a quick mention of the funding. In the last 4 years, as you know, we have thankfully upgraded a lot of our playgrounds because they were in dire need of it. We did, starting in 2001, we've done the Dutch Inn Playground, the East Cottesloe along the railway line, the skate park and Harvey Field. All of that fabulous infrastructure for playgrounds and play areas. The grants and cash in lieu that we received was 1.5 million. So council funds for all of those playgrounds has only been $260,000. So when you look at the infrastructure that we've created, that's pretty incredible, and a lot of that because Mr Khan and his team applying for grants, etc. So adding another 100,000 to this iconic playground, I think, is well worth it, and I urge you to support the officer's recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Harkins. Councillor Mason, did you want to speak to that?
Yes, I concur with Councillor Harkins with her points that she's made. I'll also say that it is absolutely necessary to make sure that the Civic Gardens playground lives up to its potential and its needs for the community. As Councillor Harkins mentioned, we have been lucky enough to upgrade a few playgrounds, which were absolutely necessary given that a lot of our playgrounds in Cottesloe hadn't been updated for nearly 20 years. So it is wonderful that we can upgrade another one, noting that we still have a couple to go. So this isn't the last playground, hopefully. And it's wonderful that our youngest members of the community will no longer have to travel outside of their local area to visit an upgraded playground. And this is fitting for its location. So I absolutely support this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Mason. Did anyone want to speak against the motion? Okay, I'll put it to the vote. All in favour? That's passed unanimously. Thank you. And the final item, 10.1.6, Marine Parade Parking Trial, Curtin Heritage Living Short-Term Pick-up and Set-down Bay. Do I have a mover, Councillor Sadler, and a seconder for the, I'll second that, for the officer's recommendation. Councillor Sadler, did you want to speak to it?
Look, thank you. I just want to speak in support of the trial of a pick-up and set-down bay for Curtin Heritage Living. I think it's really important that we do have and facilitate easy access to the area, particularly for people who are no longer driving and family members who might be wanting to collect or drop off residents of that area. So I fully support the officer's recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Sadler. I'll reserve my rights to speak as seconder. Councillor Harkins?
Yes, I'd just like to make a minor amendment, if I may. So the amendment is, it was circulated late, you should all have a printed copy of it, is just to, on point 1, delete the word "a single" from item 1 and replace it with the words "up to 3. And, Ms Pilkington, that will involve just slight amendments from bay to bays, plural, if that gets through. If I have a seconder, I'll speak to that.
Councillor Sadler, and I will I will accept that as an amendment because I don't believe that it's negating the intent when you read the officer's recommendation. I don't believe that that is negating the intent of the original motion, so I'll accept that as an amendment.
Thank you.
So, Councillor Harkins, do you want to speak to that?
Yes, given that this trial is over 2 summers, allowing up to 3 bays provides the administration with some flexibility to explore if more than 1, so up to 3, because there are 3 bays in that section, for pick-up and set-down bays are required in front of Curtin Heritage Living. As Councillor Sadler pointed out, a lot of the residents living in even waterfront and marine views behind no longer drive, so they rely on family members to pick them up or drop off, or they often use rideshare and taxis. And since Gibney has been built, the parking in that area is at a premium. And Marine Parade is not a street where you can just stop in the middle of the road. So I think trialling this one initially, and if it's very successful and they get a lot of feedback that a 3 are needed there, it gives the administration flexibility to do that. I think it's part of us being responsible for accessibility and allowing people in the aged care facility to access easy pickup. There's also a doctor's surgery there. So for multiple reasons, I thank the administration for bringing this, but having up to 3, it's mainly for flexibility. Thank you.
Councillor Sadler, did you want to? Did anyone want to speak against the amendment?
Sorry, I don't want to speak against it. I just want to ask a question, if I may, of the administration. If this were to pass, I understand that they say that the exact location of this bay will be determined in consultation with the management of Curtin Heritage Living. Will it now be consultation concerning 3 bays, and they might not all be adjacent to each other? They might be distributed around in terms of the outcome of consultation.
Through the chair, I would say in consultation with them, we would explain the resolution of council. It can be, assuming if this resolution or this amendment is passed, we will explain to them that this, council has approved up to 3 bays. Initially, we'll be potentially starting with 1, but council has approved 3 bays, and then depending on what they say, the CEO and I can then make some decisions on what's the best way to proceed, whether it's 1 or 3. So it all depends on feedback. But if this resolution goes through tonight, it gives the CEO and I suppose, delegation to approve up to 3 bays, and then we'll rely on feedback. Thank you.
So anyone speaking against the motion, the amendment? I will put it to the vote then. All in favour? That's unanimous. So moving back to the substantive motion. Did anyone wish to speak against the substantive motion as amended? I'll put the substantive motion to the vote. All in favour? That is passed unanimously. Thank you. And I believe that is the end of the agenda of the officers' reports. We have no motions on notice, no urgent business. And so I declare the meeting closed at 6:24 p.m. So thank you. And I would like to say to members of the public who don't come regularly, this is not normal. This is an extraordinarily... This is the record, and I really apologise that we haven't entertained you for hours, as we could have done, as we often do, because this was a particularly light agenda. But thank you for coming, and thanks everyone. And yeah, great. Hand for Lorraine. Thank you.